5:47 on the Tuesday edition of CHEX Daily. How's homework coming along so far? Tonight's edition of Teacher brings in Kate Winn. Hi, Kate.
Hello.
All right, Kate is a mom of two, a teacher as well, and certainly knows some of the concerns that we have when it comes to homework. So,
absolutely.
How do you want to start parents off then on the right track with this?
Well, you know, people have different opinions about homework, but really the best thing for your kid is if you can support what's going on at school and make it clear at home that you're expecting them to get their homework done to the best of their ability. It can help if you're saying screen time comes after homework, that sort of thing.
Screen
to support
time.
that at home.
Oh yes, like iPad screen, television screen.
Yes, exactly. So the homework has to get done first. It's also important to make it their responsibility right from the get-go. So even when kids first start school, have them unpacking their bag, putting the communication book on the counter, even before they start getting actual homework, and then they pack it back up again when it's done, because then you don't have, for example, I've had parents come running into the school with math books saying, oh, don't penalize my child, I forgot to pack the book, and you kind of avoid that if it's the kid's responsibility to get their work done and pack it back up again.
Oh, so you're setting some parameters, some pretty strong parameters and strong messages right at the get-go.
Absolutely, yeah.
So when it comes to actually doing the work, some children are working on their own and others are looking to their parents for help. How much does a parent help with homework?
Well, it's a really tough question, because I like to recommend sort of the drive-by homework approach. If you've got a struggling child and the teacher has recommended you do some one-on-one work or something like that at home, then that's a different case.
Good point.
If you've got a child who is fairly capable and should be able to do the work on their own, I like to have them sort of in a communal space like the kitchen or the living room, something like that, where you're around and they can say, oh, Mom, what does this say? What are these instructions? What does that word mean? And you can kind of swoop in, give them what they need to know, and then swoop back out again.
Okay.
Because if you pull up a chair and kind of sit down, it's giving the kids the message, oh, this is their work too. I can even remember that as a kid.
Yeah.
As soon as the parent sits down and pulls up a chair, you think, okay, some of this is off me. And so you want them to know that you value the work, it's important, but it's their work.
But it's not always just parents, it's also siblings that are helping their younger or older siblings do their homework as well.
Yeah,
so you have to
absolutely.
be careful with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, on top of all this, as a teacher, you must see, throughout your career so far, lots of instances where kids are not completing their homework. They're not finishing their homework, and it's usually the same kid, and it keeps happening over and over. What are some of the common reasons for this happening?
Well, sometimes it's because things are being supported at home, and so it's helpful if you've got things going on that, make the kids realize that you expect them to get their work done. There's a lot of advice for parents out there that sometimes makes them feel like they're doing things wrong. For example, oh, they're working on their bed, I should have them at the desk. Or he's listening to his iPod, he shouldn't be doing that. As long as the work's getting done, it's great, so it doesn't really matter. So don't feel like you have to follow those rules. But sometimes it's because kids are actually struggling with the concepts. Maybe they're avoiding the work because they can't do it, or maybe sometimes parents are trying to help and they're not able to help with it as well. That's where it's really important to communicate with the teacher. We want to know. If there are tears at home and homework is a stressful time for the kids or the parents, we really want to know.
Oh, okay.
Are you able to, I guess one-on-one, you're trying to help move them forward out of this slope? I mean, I think what you've just said is so important, because some parents don't think that they should come to the teacher necessarily. They think that they're failing back at the house.
Yeah, absolutely. And we really want to know, because sometimes we aren't aware. And, sometimes kids do play their parents at home a little bit.
No!
Yes, I'm not saying it happens at my house, because my kids are watching me right now. But, sometimes there can be some tears or some, oh, I don't get this, or this is so hard, I can't do it, because they know that somebody might come in and help them, or because they just want a little bit of attention, or maybe they just had a bad day, and, and don't we all, right? But sometimes it is a more serious issue, and so it really is important to keep the teacher informed, because we can help.
Okay, this is Kate Winn, and it's the first in probably a series of homework ideas we have. We also have a website for you to find out, to contact the Government of Ontario with the EDU prefix on all of the websites for more information.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Kate.
All right, let's wrap things up with Kaylee Bedore.